Hello, I am Archivist Saren, and welcome to my study. And today, we're going to be playing some West of Loathing. Now, it's been a while since I played this game. Also, I should keep shooting. I don't know what this does. I don't think the reward really does anything for you, but I've just been shooting these while getting the stream set up. And it's kind of addicting. Anyways, I've played this once before. I believe it was just once. And I ended up accidentally, essentially, beating it on the hardest difficulty that there was. And apparently I have the achievement. It only has like 2% of people that have ever gotten the achievement or something like that. Actually, let me look at the exact number. Let's see. 2.7% of people that have that achievement of the really hard way of beating the game. So I wanted to do it again on stream just to, just to flex, I guess, I suppose, but to at least have a document. It's kind of like the Dark Souls 3 shield only run that I did a while ago, quite a while ago now. I'd already done it once before on my own, but I kind of wanted to show it off on stream to just have proof that that's a thing, that I could do it. So I already set up the character and everything, aside from, increasing our bounty, which I still don't think it really does much of anything, but we're gonna get into it. And essentially, the way to get hard mode is you get the hard hat in the beginning sequence, which we will do, but on accident, I had no idea this was a thing. I think it was a hidden achievement or something, but it might have not been. I don't remember. But if you were to beat the entire game in a single day in the game, not like a single real life day, that would be, I mean, it would definitely be possible. You could definitely speedrun it in not that long, but in one in-game day, which means that you can't lose more than like, what, 4 fights in a row or something? Because, you get angry, and then eventually, if you get angry enough, you end up passing out, and then it's the next day. So long as you don't sleep, and you don't lose too many battles in a row, you can essentially beat it in one day, in-game. And that is the really hard challenge. So that's what we're going to be doing again today, because I've already done it before, but we'll get into it. There's probably going to be a lot of reading to do, which, is fun, because I don't think there's any voice acting in here. I think it was just, reading, which is good. So we'll jump into it. I don't remember a whole lot. Yeah! Oh, I thought I would shoot the thing. Oh, yes. Now, here's a big question. Because last time I played as the Snake Oiler, just because I liked the idea. But there is also a practical thing to being a Snake Oiler, which is that they can have 6 food items active per day, and since we only have one day, that's kind of huge. But since I already played as the Snake Oiler in the last run, perhaps I should go with one of the others, and perhaps Bean Slinger, because I feel like they're kind of underappreciated. I haven't really seen many people use Bean Slinger before. But at the same time, I kind of feel like just sticking with what I know, especially because it seems to be just the best class when it comes to this specific run. So that is, I was trying to consider that before the stream started, but, because I don't think Cowpuncher, I've seen other people do Cowpuncher, it seems to be a rather popular one. But Snake Oiler is also very popular, but it's just the best. Because these guys use Mysticality, I believe, and these guys use Moxie. I have to go with the Snake Oiler. The 3 extra food items in a day is just too good for this run, because food items can be very, very useful. But also, I didn't like min-max it last time I played this, and I completely just ate or drank whatever I got. So in this run, we're actually going to try to wait until the mid-game when we start getting the good food items, instead of just stuffing our face with whatever we find along the way, like I did the first time. So yeah, I guess we should probably read this. But yes. Snake oilers rely on their moxie and chutzpah to tame snakes, their fearlessness to extract potent oils from those snakes, and their cleverness to manufacture and sell potions made from those oils. You've heard snake oilers are doing really well out west since the cows came home. Everybody needs potions and hope in these dark days, and also out west is where all the best snakes live. I suppose that would be true. Also, I don't know why, when I said potions, I think my brain and my voice kind of subconsciously started leaning towards the potion seller. I need your strongest potions kind of like inflection. I don't know why. That's like a completely subconscious thing, just saying potions. But yes, we're gonna go with that because it's too good. So we got WASD, of course. Ah, goodbye bed. Time to head west to chase my real dreams. Well, that's rude. Comb hair. You don't have. Okay. All right then. XP. Good. A weird poster appeared here one night. That's concerning. Why are you not concerned about that? Like, who came in here and put a poster on your wall? Was it Lucas Jones' The Dark Citadel? I remember that one. The Adventure of at Rattlesnake Prison. That was one of my favorites. Peggy Danger in the Forbidden Forest. Mom gave me this one years ago. There's a lot of these. Ah, yes. That is what we are here to get. Because this... You accidentally dropped the book and ruined it by stepping on it 30 times while trying to pick it up. Whoops. And of course, we're gonna keep that on, but of course. Colorblind mode, we need that. Most definitely. Is compact grid? Also, do we want automatically? We'll try that with that off. I think I had it on for the last one. I'm not sure though. But yeah, it's been a while since I've played this, so I remember some things like the walking stupid, which is a necessity really. But alright, you can literally just turn off the music. It is awkwardly silent now. Hey Russell, how you doing? Caw, indeed. I'm gonna miss you, buddy. More caw. Feed Russell a cricket? Sure. Do crows eat crickets? I mean, I guess they would, wouldn't they? Grab a cricket from your cricket bag, which everybody has, and feed it to Russell. He coos appreciative. How am I having trouble with that word? Appreciatively, and nuzzles your hand. Maybe it's time for you to leave too. You open your bedroom window, not pictured, and unlatch the door to Russell's cage. He winks at you, caws one last time, and flies away to the west. Time to hit the trail. I guess he's going west as well. But yeah, I vaguely remember a lot of this stuff. There's, especially this opening sequence, I'm pretty familiar with. Nice. I love how you can get just XP from any random thing you do. Nothing on the hat rack today. That is unfortunate. The pie safe, to keep all her pies safe. That makes sense. Miss meals with the family. That is unfortunate. What does that even mean? Okay. You pick up one of your brother's weird books and flip through it. Grundlagen einer allgemeinen. I'm not even gonna try. What is? I mean, I know that I'm pretty sure this is at least similar to German. I don't know if this is real German, but I don't know enough about German to know. But I know eine. I don't know about the R at the end, but I know that part is actually German. And this looks like it would be a German word. If I'm being honest, that they have some words that are very long. It's about math, maybe. I don't think it is. Lections Okay. How many different languages do you need to know to learn about numbers? That's a good question. Oh my goodness. Are these all in just different languages? Just the title page gives me a headache. Fair. What a weird kid. Yeah, that's for sure. Is there anything useful in any of these? No, I don't think so. I can just kind of keep running back and forth and it'll keep popping them up. Maybe there's something, but probably not. Okay. Toy box. Stolen. Why did I steal it? Fiddle with it. Oh. Can I fiddle with it more? I've already solved it. And if you mess it up again, it'll be messed up forever. Okay. Messed up forever, you say? Alright, well I guess that's all that was in there. Some extra XP is always nice. Let's head outside. Yeah, the opening sequence is screw around in the woods, time to head west. Yeah, I mean, I guess this would be east if, you know, this is compass direction, so we can't be heading east. Mom smiles warmly as you approach. I'm leaving now. We're gonna miss you, kiddo. Oh, and before you leave, I got you a present. A present? It was that book you wanted for Crimbo. I know it's early, but... oh boy. This is one of the other tough questions. Because all of these are really good. Bartering gets you a lot of good stuff. Picking locks gets even more good stuff. But you also get... I don't know, I think you can also unlock these later. But we're gonna go with bartering, just because I feel like throughout the game that gives you the most benefit. That's the one, enjoy it. Mind your meat. Okay. It's so weird that meat is the currency. Do they ever explain that? I don't think they do. I seem to... I seem to remember most of the game doesn't really even mention that meat is the money. They just glaze over completely over that. But let's see. Please be careful out there. Write us a letter when you can. I will. Alright. Let's see. This book is a guide to making the most of your meat by getting the best possible deal on every single thing you buy. Gives you the dickering skill. But of course, read the book from cover to cover and learn, amongst other things, that its cover price is way too high. That's how you get them, you know? After you're done reading it, you use your newfound skills to pawn it off to a wide-eyed rube for 60 meat. Now, the question is, does that mean that everybody who reads the book then goes and sells it to someone else? And doesn't that just perpetuate the cycle? Your father morosely jabs at the haystack. That hat doesn't fit you, Dad. I'll grow into it. It's time for me to leave. Listen, I want you to have this. It's your grandmother's briefcase full of snakes. Yeah, I remember that. That's... they still never explained that either. What? But alright, thank him. Thanks, Dad. Good luck out there. Be sure to say goodbye to your mother. I did. Oh boy. Do I have to equip that? Or do I already have that? Look inside. Do I want to? Oh. I forget how this works. Like, entirely. Extract some medicine? Nice. Oh, so do I... Restores 5 HP. Oh, interesting, interesting. Snake venom made by you in a very fragile glass bottle made by an inexperienced glassblower. That's just rude. So I wonder if I can use these, because I know that potions you can only use... Yeah, I don't know if like this would count as a potion. I might want to not drink or eat or use anything for the first like half of the game, just because that would probably just fill up our stomach, liver, and spleen options. But we have them. Maybe we can sell them. I don't remember if there's actually vendors in this game and how that works, but who knows? We'll figure it out. As I said, it's been a long time. I think it was like 2018 when I first finished the game. So it has been a few years. I might be misremembering the year though, but I'm fairly certain. Your brother Rufus is standing here looking nervous. He's pretty good at looking nervous. Give him the puzzle back. Hand him the puzzle and he starts fidgeting with it. Alright, bye. It's time for me to head west. I still don't understand why you're leaving. He's got a point, you know. Why are you going west? Well, I I don't remember if these have any difference, but I like money, I guess? There's just no opportunity here, kid. If I'm gonna make something of myself, I gotta go where I can make some meat. But that's so dangerous. 60% of people who go west get killed within a year, and that statistic is from before the cows came home. I'll be fine. You worry about taking care of mom and dad, I'll worry about me. Okay, if you say so. I still think you'll be dead by Crimbo. I'll miss you, Rufus. Probably. Playful punch in the arm. Don't... Probably shouldn't do that, you might kill him. You know, he's not that tough. Can I... Yes, I can. I gotta make sure that I get everything. At least everything that I remember. Looks like this isn't your first rodeo. Would you like to skip the Boring Springs prologue and head straight to Dirtwater? Any horses or partners you unlocked in the previous game will be available to you, and you'll start with 1,139 meat and some of the more important items from Boring Springs. I think we'd want to go through the prologue. You know, there's some choices. But yes, this is gonna be interesting. I think that the reason why I was able to beat it first try last time is because I did a lot of farming. So hopefully it doesn't take too much of that. But it is... What's happening there? It is indeed an RPG, so of course it is going to naturally take an amount of farming to get strong enough to beat all the enemies you have to fight. So who's this guy that we just hitched a ride in their cart? And what are those even in the cart? Those turnips? I think they were turnips. 200 miles later? Is that what that said? 300 miles to Dirtwater. That's a long ways. Alright. The bad news is you fell off the cart and got knocked out for a couple of hours, and now you got no ride, no meat, and no prospects. The good news is that you're in a town, rather than in a gulch somewhere. Not much of a town, though. You know, I don't know why, this reminds me a lot of the... Dusty Turnip, nice. 300 miles is too far. Are you sure? I could probably walk 300 miles if I was really dedicated to it. But, it kind of reminds me of the Oregon Trail, where you just kind of start out in a town, except in that game you actually have money. Oh, accidentally walked in. Anyways, as you walk into the saloon, the crazy-eyed guy sitting to the left of the door shrieks and waves at you to get your attention. Hey, where's your hat, dagnabbit? Well, you can't drink in here without a hat. 'Tain't proper. He points to the take a hat, leave a hat box next to the door. Alright. Look through the hat box and find a battered derby. Looks like something you'd wear. Alright. Thanks, sir. Pete! Thanks, Pete. Gives you a friendly, if somewhat twitchy, nod. Say, fella. Yeah? You heading west? If you want some company, I'd be more happy to come along. Just let me know. Well, no pressure. Alright, you do you, I guess. I think there's a few things to do in here. Nothing to do with this guy, apparently. These two are playing poker, or at least trying to. They keep looking back and forth from their hands to the how to play poker card that came with the deck, biting their lips and concentrating real hard. I mean, I'm decent at poker. They look at you nervously. I have some meat, let's play. It might not end well. I'm gonna wait until we get better stats first. What do you say, Pete? Who, me? Well, heck, I say lots of things. For instance, darn machines can't trust them more than a metal snake. Uh-huh. See you later. Okay. We have some stuff to do. First of all, I am aware that you can hit cacti a lot, and you get something. I don't remember if something beneficial, but it's something alright. Can I do this faster? Yes. Gotta min-max the pain. Okay, there we go. Mostly scabs. What does that do for us? Where do we see our traits? Character. +5 max HP. Yeah, see? That's good. Oh boy. So, this is the level up system. Where's our XP? Oh, there it is. Unspent XP 3. This is, now that I actually look at this is kind of like Ashram's Call. Funny enough, it's not, I mean, as I said, I think I had the game like auto place most of our skills in the last time I'd played this, but if I'm placing them myself, it is a lot like Ashram's Call in that, you know, you just have this screen and you can spend the XP as you get it into whatever you want. And everything gets more expensive as you buy it. What's Deadeye? You're a crack shot. You can bullseye a bullseye at 300 paces. You can shoot a fish in a barrel, even if the fish is really small and the barrel is really big. So that gives pistol attack damage. Nice. Hornswoggling. City Slicker and a witty trickster. That doesn't give very particular, you know, details, but okay. You have a hard bargain and you never let anyone sell you the long end of the stick. Okay. I don't think that's what that's supposed to mean, but if it makes sense to you, then sure. So we can buy discounts with XP. I feel like money might be easier to come by than XP, but I'm not sure. Alright, but that's good. I think Moxie is our main stat as a what we are. Is there anything else we missed? Nope, I don't think so. Oh. Wood. Alright. We did miss something. This game just has so many little details. It's hard to know whether or not you're missing anything. Oh, yeah, you. I forgot about you. Step right up, Braid's the name and trade's the game. You seriously doubt that his name is Braid? Why would he lie about that? Like, howdy Braid, what are you trading? Well, sir, today I'm trading locks for soap and a stick of dynamite for a needle. And to the cunning Skinner brings me 3 rattlesnake hides. Well, to that adventurous soul I will trade a fine silver pocket watch. Alright then, how about some free dynamite? Well, I'm on some free dynamite. Sir, I must admit that you drive a hard bargain, but I find your terms acceptable. How? Alright, bye. I don't know how I do that. Topeka. You're not allowed in Topeka anymore, remember? Why am I not allowed there anymore? Like, I left home to go west, but why do they get lost? Okay. Guess everyone wants me to get lost. Hi. You approach the weird cactus man hybrid. He smiles at you. Howdy, cactus man. Howdy yourself. And the name's Bill. Cactus Bill. What happened to you, Bill? To be honest, partner, I drank too much cactus beer and it turned me into a cactus. Doc Alice warned me this would happen, but I didn't listen. That's why they call you Cactus Bill? No, it's just a coincidence. Oh. Does what hurt? You know, being a cactus? Oh, no, it's actually kind of nice. Natural fermentation processes inside the cactus. Part of me keep me pretty drunk most of the time. Guess it's a mite boring. It wouldn't be so bad if I had something to read. You don't happen to have a newspaper or anything, do you? No, I do not. Well, if you happen across one, keep me in mind. I will do. So last time, I only remember this because I looked at the achievements, but last time I ended up playing the game through the game with Susie Cochran, but this time, I'm probably gonna go with a different partner, as they call them. And I'm thinking probably the Dr. Alice, because it doesn't let me take Gary because of the hard mode, apparently, so it is unfortunate. Hey, Sheriff, how's it going? Howdy, stranger. Welcome to Bourne Springs. I'm the sheriff in these parts. The what? The sheriff, okay? Blasted sign painters. Say, you wouldn't have to be looking for work, would you? As a matter of fact, I am. Great, because I happen to have some. There's a gang of hoodlums around here, what call themselves the Fricker Gang. Last time I arrested one of them, they busted him out and took my cell door with them. It ain't, well, it ain't much good without the door. And I need someone tough, smart, and or slick to go fetch it back for me. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'm not gonna question him. Funny you should say that, because I'm sending the deputy along with you to keep you out of trouble. Alright, Deputy Pistol. Yeah, you deputized a gun. I don't know, my character asks a lot more questions than I do, which is kind of concerning. You're new in town, maybe you ain't noticed, but there ain't much to do here except drink. Here, let me write down where the Fricker Gang's hideout is for you. Alright, I'll be back with the door. Thank you very much. Bird theft. Quote-unquote naked Mike Bernstein. Bernstein? I don't actually know the difference between Steen and Stein. But anyways, ruined 200 meat. Wanted poster artist, apply in person at the Yuma Marshal's office. Okay. For face thieving. Right, Bimmy, the face thief. 420 meat, of course. Well, let's get on that. We got our deputy gun though, and it already equipped it equipped the broken board. All right. Speak softly and carry a crude stick. I don't think that's the. I don't think that's the saying. This pistol is deputized during one of the sheriff's most recent benders. All right. Fancy big city derby that's seen better days. Dynamite. Damages an enemy in combat and is sometimes useful outside of combat as well. Examine it. Oh, this one speaks softly and carry a loud stick. They just keep using that same saying in different circumstances. Also, I don't think I want to examine it. I'm just knowing this game, I feel like it's gonna blow up in my face. Literally. Yeah, and so this is the kind of thing that I was talking about, is that last time I did this, I probably ate this turn for just one for the rest of the day. And that's permanent for the entire game because of the run. You can't go to sleep. The needle, yeah, that's all good. So we need to get, what do we need to get? We need to get newspaper for the guy. Still need to talk to some people. Talk to you. We haven't done the spittoon yet, which obviously we should. It's a spittoon. People spit into it, you know, without even looking at it, that it's absolutely disgusting. And look in it. Yeah, it's full of spit. Regular spit, gross tobacco spit, chewing gum, and it looks like a few teeth as well. It's disgusting. And the smell, even from a distance, it sounds horrible. Or smells horrible. It also sounds horrible. But we're gonna look closer. Because, you know, everyone knows the spittoons are the best part of the game. Like, just hands down. You are now on your hands and knees peering into a filth-encrusted spittoon. I don't understand what is wrong with you. Wait, is there something shining at the bottom? Get it. You reach your hand towards the spittoon. Even before you touch it, you can feel the grossness in the air, like a greasy fog enveloping the stinking brass horror. It smells like the vomit trough at a mesquite barbecue eating contest. You hesitate. Never surrender. You plunge your hand into the awful soup. It makes a sound like glop. Your skin is burning. Your eyes start to water. Escape. No, search. Fingers make contact with something. You pull your hand out of the devil's tureen, slowly, not daring to risk splashing the contents all over yourself. You appear to have gotten some kind of ring. Probably some kind of disease as well. Congratulations? You know, I think it's just the writing in the spittoon parts that just... They're so good at it. I don't know why. They're really good at just writing horrifyingly precise stuff about spittoons. and I appreciate it. Alright, we got the nasty ring. One to each. It's basically a turnip that you'll wear on your hand, which isn't a sentence that I normally would think that I would say, but it's fine. I already have a hat. What would you do with two? Don't judge me. Howdy, I'm Archivist. Maybe I should have done Saren as the first name. Because it's not said like that, but at the same time, Archivist isn't supposed to be just on its own, I guess. Anyways, I'm the Archivist. Howdy, Archivist. I'm Horace. Nice to meet you. What do you do? I'm the town hostler. I don't know what that is. I'm the town horse selling guy. Gotcha, okay. How's that working out for you? Oh, those horses are just flying out the door. So business is booming. Nice. No, I mean the horses keep running away. I haven't sold one in ages. That way you're drinking instead? Yep. And me being in here drinking instead of watching the horses is probably how they keep escaping. It's one of those vicious circle things. Well, I'm in need of a horse. Do you have any left? One, kind of a boring one, but it's got 4 legs and a back to sit on. Come see me in the stable. I'd be happy to show it to you. Alright then. Barkeep. Walk up to the bar and wait patiently for the bartender to notice you. While you're waiting, you see a sign taped to the back wall reading reward for lost mugs, 25 meat each. Keep waiting. Howdy, cowboy. Howdy, barkeep. Name's Archivist. And what brings you to our little backwater? Ask about work? Oh, the usual. I came out west to make my fortune. Not having much luck so far, though. Any work around these parts? Unfortunately, Boring Springs already has more people in it than jobs. It's more of an errand town, if you catch my meaning. If you're looking for a real job, I'd recommend talking to the railroad people up by Dirtwater. Alright, well, I mean, I already kind of know about the railroad and Dirtwater, but I might open some other stuff up. The Manifest Destiny Railroad Company from back east. They're trying to run a line to Frisco and having a heck of a time doing so. And they're hiring? Well, I reckon they're always hiring for one thing or another. Big company, that. How about Dirtwater? Dirtwater is interesting. It's far enough west that it's still more or less exempt from the rule of law, but not so far west that it's been burned to the ground by those dang cows. Lots of opportunity there. Yep, if I were a younger woman, I'd probably head that way myself. Alright. Mention errands. Yeah, this forsaken burg is always falling apart in one way or another. The hostler's always needing help since he hurt his leg. And that no-account sheriff, excuse me, could certainly stand to have someone doing his job for him. Anything else? Got a goblin loose in the basement. Some cow poking in from the gulch didn't wipe his boots off and got spores everywhere. I could probably handle a goblin. Much obliged. I'll unlock the basement door for you. Oh, and you'll be needing this. I'll take care of it. Now, I know you need to open up the basement to do stuff for that, but I am trying to figure out, because we can't have Gary as one of our people, but do we kill Gary to get the money? Or do we just kind of leave him now? Because someone else is going to kill him and get the money anyway. In case she doesn't want to talk to us. We'll just leave him alone. Okay. Well, I know I need to go down here for... Ooh, newspaper. I actually didn't remember that was down here. I knew the whiskey was down here. Very nice. I think we need the money. Sorry, Gary. Bree Yark. Okay, now here is a question as well. When we go to the nurse's house, or the doctor lady's house, we're gonna be able to get a thing that'll let us talk to goblins. And I'm trying to think if I want to keep the funny words around, or if I want to actually be able to understand them. But for now, I guess we're gonna have to do the unthinkable for money. Isn't that how humans always are? Alright, well, I don't know. I mean, you can't have this guy as a follower, or as your partner for any hard mode run. And I don't know if I will Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to ever have him as the partner, because I pretty much always do hard mode. But anyways, having dispatched the goblin, you pat yourself on the back for a job well done. 3 XP. Decent XP. He left spores everywhere, though. You hose him down with that can of fungicide. Alright, sorry, Gary. We'll probably never meet in another life. Howdy, good to see you again, Archivist. I took care of that goblin. Thank you kindly. I knew you was a stand-up feller the moment you walked in here. Grabs a bag of meat from under the bar. Here you go. It's the least I could do by way of thanks. 200 meat, that's some good money. And who's the lady? That's Susie. She's a rancher from nearby, real tough broad. I ain't recommend you pester her. Why's that? Lost her whole family to a cow attack recently. Got some pent-up frustrations about it. Ouch. I think we should probably talk to her. I don't know if this actually unlocks anything for not taking her as a partner. Well, let's see. Woman glares at you. Howdy, Susie. Howdy, cowboy. He's gonna be searching the spittoon for his teeth if he doesn't leave me in peace. Okay, bye-bye then. That was oddly polite for that whole situation, but alright. You know, usually when someone threatens me, I don't just say bye-bye then, you know, and get lost. Okay. Hey dude, you want this newspaper I happen to find? Given the newspaper you found in the basement of the saloon. Much obliged, partner. Now let's see here. What can I do to return the favor? Oh, I know, my shovel. Left it behind the outhouse at Orehole Mine. It's yours if you go and get it. I'm sure you'll find a use for it. Thank him. Behind the outhouse at Orehole Mine. Got it. Thanks, Bill. Don't mention it. Now, if you could just kind of stick that newspaper to my face before you leave. Should I have, like, asked him what section of the newspaper? I don't know. But yeah, there's the gang's hideout. I don't know if there's anything else to do here just yet. We might just need to go after the Fricker gang. Oh yeah, we could go to BS Horsery. Very nice. Afternoon, sir. What can I do for you? How's business? Oh, you know, every day I'm hustling. To tell you the truth, though, it's pretty terrible. All my horses keep running away. Well, except for this completely ordinary one. It's rough. How can I help? Oh, hello. Haven't seen you around in a while. And I see you're using the sound alert. Nobody else really seems to. It's very sad. But welcome. Anyways, yes, thank you, please. I'd go fetch some myself, except for this injury. I'll give you 300 meat each for finding them. How many are there? 3. Here, let me see your map. They always run away to the same places. Alright. That's good. I was trying to remember how you get the rest of the locations to go. Why these places? I think they like environments that are thematically appropriate. Here, when you find one, feed it these oats. That should send it back here. The bag of homing oats. Location-aware oats. They're healthy and expeditious. Interesting. How does that work? Special pigeon-infused oats. I don't think we want that explanation. I don't even know. Alright, let's steal all his needles. And then we can actually go places now, because he just showed us where everything was. Let's go. I was gonna say let's go to Orehole Mine first, but I wonder if there's like a optimal... I think the Fricker gang we want to do last. Copyright 1890, huh? Why is a map that your own darn guide to Boring Springs interesting? It's basically just a blank piece of paper with only west on the compass, and it's copyrighted, and you have to draw in it yourself. That's interesting. But I suppose... I mean, we're snake oilers, so I guess let's go to the snake place first. Though I'm not sure if we'll be able to. Let's also look here. We could get an extra Moxie, which would be nice. What are these about? Apply 1 poisoned enemy, +5 versus animals. Does that work against other snakes? I wonder. Because you'd think that a snake whip wouldn't work against another snake, but the glamour, increased meat gains. and item finding bonus and liver capacity? Well, we're not getting any meat gains currently, so let's go with Moxie right before this fight to just get some extra dabblage. And, ow. Let's hope that this goes well. I'm always nervous. We haven't even gotten the hard hat. We don't really get to enter hard mode until after the starting area. I think you need to go into the mine and down to a low level to get that. So, oh, yeah, it's gonna be pretty easy, I think. So what is the difference? Costs 1 AP, and this doesn't. You have 1 action point. I assume that these... Yeah, one-shotted. Good. Now, I feel like we might want to come back here because these might be tough. Let's go to the mine first. And actually, let's also... How much XP do we get from that? Unspent XP 7. Okay, so we can get this to get those meat gains. I don't think we're getting the next level of it. We can get the shovel. Top bear, closer scrutiny. Yeah, and so hopefully the meat gains that we just got from that apply to anything else we find around here. But I don't think there's a lot of fighting in here, so... Oh. Mechanism is labeled Cargo Elevator Control. A poster on the wall behind reads, Level 1 blasting cap storage. Level 2 plungers, both kinds. Level 3 tools. Where do you want to send the cargo elevator? Leave it alone. Ah, so that's that. It just automatically reads it if you're trying to use the elevator. Unrefined meat nugget. Alright. Well, I suppose we should go one at a time, you know, just each in turn. Crates are all labeled blasting caps. The period is part of the label. That's why it's inside the quotes like that. Alright then. Looks like you're gonna need a crowbar to pry these crates open. Where am I gonna get a crowbar? I guess tools? Also, how does this elevator work? Because I don't think this is how this works. It's a toolbox, but it's locked. I mean, we have plenty of needles. We got the crowbar. Very nice. And then, I guess back to blasting caps? In any case, it's not a people elevator, it's a cargo elevator. Alright. Pry one of the crates open with your crowbar and grab a blasting cap. Alright, thank you. And then I guess we need the plunger, both kinds. And I'll take one of both. One of each, I guess it would be. Where's the other kind? Sign lied, though. There's only one kind. That's unfortunate. Why would they do that to me? Can't get past this rubble. Fighting against your instincts for self-preservation, you've hooked up a plunger and strung it a fair distance away. Is this a fair distance? Oh. Press the plunger and nothing happens. You forgot to hook up the blasting cap. Come on. You've succeeded in putting yourself in grave danger. Thank you. Kaboom indeed. Who lights all these lamps that are around here? Money. Also money. Hi, horse. The dark horse, barely. It's okay, I'm a friend. Tiny Winnie. The horse shies away from you, though in this case it's more like cripplingly introverted away from you. Honestly, I feel that. Oh, come on, don't be like that. Look, I brought some oats for you. They aren't poison or anything. In retrospect, I guess that wasn't a very comforting thing to say. Yeah, no. You reach out to pet her nose, the horse ducks and steps further back into the shadows. Tiny day. Here you go, yum yum? Question mark. She sidles away from you warily and makes a surprisingly good attempt at hiding in her own shadow. Come on, please. Eat the oats yourself. This is... Look, they're fine, okay? See? Take a handful from the bag and toss some in your mouth. Ugh. It's like the roughest, blandest breakfast cereal you've ever eaten. Still, it's better than dry cat food. Don't ask. I was about to. You smile to show the horse that you're fine. You realize you've unconsciously turned around and walked out the door. Jeez, these are powerful. The horse looks at you warily as you re-enter with a cheerful wave. See, perfectly fine. Feed. Okay, this is the same one. Horse hunches her shoulders and seems to shrink slightly as you pat her nose. She doesn't actually flee, so that's something. Now feed the oats. Horse finally seems relaxed enough around you, so you offer her a handful of the oats. Warily, begrudgingly, she eats them. Then she gestures at something behind you. You turn around to look, but don't see anything. When you turn back, she's gone. Well, okay then. Oh. Examine the hole. I didn't even know this was a thing. I don't think I ever looked at this before, but you gotta check everything in this game. You bend down and shine your lantern into the hole in the rock. You can just barely make out a square shape down in there. Well out of arm's reach. Looks like someone dropped a small metal box into the hole. But you don't know if that was to hide it or to discard it. If you're truly desperate to find out what's in there, you can try reasoning with the rock. Your primary argument would be a bundle of dynamite. Perhaps you could persuade the hole to widen enough to grab the box. Where's 3 dynamite? Well, we don't have that just yet. Interesting. Alright, I don't know if we have anything else to do with the elevator just yet. We'll just leave that be. Alright, I think we got everything out here already. So let's head out to, I guess, the boneyard. Everyone loves a good boneyard. Our finder. Zephaniah Boring. He was actually a really interesting guy. I was gonna say, anyone with the name Zephaniah is not boring. Like, what is that name? Got a mug. Benjamin Crockett. 1320 to 1364. He showed up way too early. Yeah, I mean, this is 1800. This is 1300. That's way, way, way too early. I remember this guy's tough. We're not doing that just yet. You're a thing. Here, we're gonna... I'm being way too cautious. We need boomsticks. We do need boomsticks. We need lots of them. But I'm gonna stick with the snakes, because I think that that's more our specialty here. Oh. Ow. Alright, you asked for it. Get snake whipped. Alright, I do have the combat speed turned up, by the way, just in case you weren't sure why I was going so very fast. Well, let's see. You made short work of that long snake. 3 more XP. Very nice. Yay! Now, does my health come back after each fight? I think it does. Alright, but we can't buy anything with 5 XP, so it is what it is. Now, they seem to be getting tougher the further we go, but that was still not super close. Although, something else we'll do. Once again, I'm being super cautious here. But if we go here with the shovel, we can shovel all these and get a bunch of XP for it. And that will help our combat skills. Maybe we can get another Moxie. Another mug. Okay. 9 XP. We need 10 for Moxie. Unfortunate. Get lost. Just need 1 more XP. So how do we get into the doctor's house? Because that's what we need to do. I found these mugs. Much obliged. Alright, no XP for that. That is unfortunate. Well, let's go back to the boneyard, because I assume finding the first skeleton would be easier than the third. Yeah, the third snake. Gotta jump on him. That's good. Deal 5 damage. Oh, because it's deploy snake. I don't know if that'll help us, but let's do it. 5 damage and tank to hit. That's a pretty strong snake. Skeleton collapses into a pile of loose bones. Cool. Guy just wouldn't stay put. I wanted to read his gravestone. Hi. Pulse quickens as you get near the spooky, translucent horse. You approach the weird, semi-transparent horse cautiously, so as to not startle her. Though you quickly come to the realization that this is not a horse that startles easily. I mean, I would assume not. Hello there. Hi, I'm a friend, okay? Nay. It's a little strange. How did you do that without opening your mouth? I guess pat first? Pat the horse's nose, which is very cold. If you were going to ride her, you would want an extra saddle blanket just to keep your butt from freezing. Pat again. Yep, still cold. Pat, keep. You get the... Alright. Here you go, have some oats. Hold out a handful of oats for the horse, but she just sort of stares right through you. Please don't look at me like that. Try the oats again. The horse continues to ignore them. What's the matter? Are they not spooky enough? I'm not trying to make oats spooky. I guess I could put some bone meal on them, but I don't have anything handy to grind up bones with. Grave dirt? Winnie. Is that a yes? Weird, okay. Grave dirt. Sprinkle the oats with a little bit of grave dirt and hold them out again. Horse gazes expressionlessly at them, then eats them. And with that, she glides away off into the direction of town. Very bizarre. Alright. Easy enough. Timothy Cochran, devoted husband. Elizabeth Cochran, beloved daughter. Silas Cochran, a baby. Okay. That's good. I guess they just didn't have enough time to get to know the baby before putting it on the gravestone, so they didn't really know what to put. That's kind of depressing. Oh, but since we got at least one more XP, it means we can get an extra Moxie. And that increases our shooting damage, but maybe something else is better? And this would give us maximum health. Which actually 10 extra max HP would be pretty big. Increased speed could be good, and action points. But it seems like it doesn't give us any extra action points with this level. And of course, meat gains are always good. We're gonna say probably grit, just because I do not want to die at all in this first section, because that would be bad. Hello. I'm good at tricks. Ooh boy. Ouchie. Alright. I'm gonna deploy a snake to tank some... Oh, they ignored my snake? How dare you? Oh, good damage though. Alright, easy enough. Yeah, and I think I had the combat speed up because I did have to do a lot of farming first time I played this. If the whole cowboy thing doesn't work out, you could always get a job as a snake exterminator. 2 venom and 2 medicine. Do I have... Yes. Let's get the next level of glamour. Because I feel like the sooner you get the meat gains, the better. You know? The higher you can get that, the more money you'll make off of everything. Oh no. I may have messed something up. This horse has gone snake crazy, or maybe some sort of other crazy before. Hey there, boy. Hey, fella, I'm a friend, okay? Whatever that says. This is definitely a crazy horse. It's cool, alright? Be cool, don't freak out on me. Look him in the eyes. It won't work out too well. You calmly look the horse in the eyes. One of them is fixed in a glassy, 1,000-yard stare, and the other is revolving madly in its socket, like he's thinking of trying to escape in every direction simultaneously. He looks to be calming down a little now, and it's clear you aren't actually made of spiders, though. How does he know I'm not made of spiders? Honestly, it's kind of a big assumption. Carefully and gently pat the horse's nose. He twitches a bit. Okay, a lot. but seems to recognize that you aren't going to eat his eyes or suck out his soul or whatever madness is bouncing around in this skull of his. Feed the oats. Are you hungry, boy? I have a little treat for you. Snurf. That's what horses sound like. You feed the crazy horse some of the homing oats and it gallops away with a whinny. Or rather, a whinargle. Hopefully he's headed home and not to the 12th dimension. Yeah, hopefully. I also don't remember where... You don't have to walk all the way back there. Hit M. No. I'm walking all the way back there, okay? I got a shiny rock. See, that's why I had to walk all the way back here. But I do remember from somewhere at some point in the game, you get a skinning knife. And if you get that at the Fricker Gang hideout, that might be a problem because I didn't get that before going to the snake place, meaning I didn't skin any of the snakes. But, I mean, that's not a huge deal because we're not trying to min-max this whole starting area, but if I were, that would be kind of a problem. Finders keepers. Alright. Thud Fricker. The Fricker Gang's intrepid lookout appears to be taking a little nap. Ignore him. Alright. This is kind of the last place we can be. Now, I think I need to... I don't know, do we want to take them in alive or dead? I don't remember which one's better. Rock pile. Nothing there. One of the Fricker boys is dozing in a bathtub. Can you pass me the soap? He mumbles and hands you a bar of soap before sinking deeper into both sleep and the tub. The bar of soap. Dr. Sweckleton's Pure Castile Soap. Where this comes from, they call it thope. Interesting. Okay. It is cool that they gave like full descriptions to every item. And we should probably read all of them in case there's something interesting. A device returning the ground into holes. That's one way to look at it. The whiskey is too cheap for you to even consider drinking it. And given your legendarily low standards, that's really saying something. We already saw the oats. Crowbar? Crowbar is one of nature's simplest machines. It's exactly what you want on your side if a thing has a lid and you don't want it to have a lid anymore. That's one way to put it, yeah. Nugget of silver. It's shiny and about the size of a rock. What is the size of a rock, exactly? Dirty glass mug. The bottom is stamped property of Boring Springs Saloon. Reward if returned. Alright. If you wore fancier shirts, you might have some use for these. And we already looked at the bar soap. Okay. I mean, we did everything else here, but should we take them in alive? I think we should, probably. So let's go tie up the lookout now that we're thinking about it. Hey, dude. Wake him up. There's no tie him up option. So I guess maybe we'll do him last. We'll figure him out last. We'll go tie up the bathtub guy. Tie him up. Carefully tie his hands together and into the handles of the tub. The sheriff can collect them later. Honorable. Strong moral compass and an accurate ethical protractor. That's how that is supposed to be said. Alright, now it's these two. Delightful. Cautiously approach the Fricker Gang. They're pretty engrossed in their poker game, but it doesn't actually require that much caution. You hide behind a barrel and eavesdrop on their conversation for a while. The one with the eye patch is quiet, but you gather that his name is Snipe, and that the squirrely one is his brother Wimpy. What's your play here? Approach them and talk. Howdy boys, deal me in? The one without the eye patch raises an eyebrow at you. Who are you? How'd you get past Thud and Soapy? What do you want? From the sheriff's office. How much damage is your board? I think it had like one less damage than the gun, so I usually am not using the board. Plus, I think the board scales off of strength, and the gun scales off moxie, which I have more of. It's Bimmy from the sheriff's office. Your brother squints at you. Bimmy? You ain't Bimmy. I am so Bimmy. I stole some Rube's face. And he was wanted for face stealing. He always did have a knack for face rustling. What's new, Bimmy? Gotta get out of here and fast. The Pinkertons are onto us and they'll be here any minute. Dag nabbit. Come on, Snipe, let's hightail it. I'll catch up. Wimpy nods. He and Snipe hurriedly pack up their belongings and flee the cave. You congratulate yourself on your attentiveness, memory, and strong interpersonal skills. 10 XP. Let's grab the door and skedaddle. Thinking because the crowbar did. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, this is better. Nice. Yeah, I didn't even notice that it was also a melee weapon. I just took it as, you know, it's a crowbar. Use it to bar crows. And there's the door. What's the door about? The door from Boring Springs Jail. Jail's only cell. You know, pretty straightforward, you know, answer there. Wake him up. You poke Thud. Slowly gets up. Hey, you're not supposed to be here. Thud is, well, let's say he's no Rhodes Scholar. If we assume that it's 7 years from now, and that idiom makes sense, you feel bad about the idea of killing him. Walk away, Thud. Thud, you don't want this life. Take a hike. Okay, you're probably right. Stumbles off into the desert. He'll probably be fine. Alright. I mean, I probably missed out on XP. But I didn't kill any of them. So there's that. Let's just very confidently walk through town here. See, the Fricker gang hasn't put a stop to your breathing. Did you rescue my cell door? Hand the sheriff his door and he hangs it back on its hinges. Nice work, stranger. This here prison cell just got about 4 times more secure. Are there any Fricker boys left for me to round up? 1 or 2 that's asleep on the job. I'll go round them up shortly then. Looks like I owe you a reward. Big bag of meat. Very nice. Got another little task for you, if you got the time. Should be a lot simpler than last one. Well, the Frickers busted the lock when they took the door. Gonna need a new lock. Keep an eye out. Oh, there's a mug here. I don't know how I didn't notice that last time. I don't remember how we get into her office, but we'll need to. Maybe I can talk to the sheriff again. Maybe they have some answers. Still looking. Okay, they don't have any answers. You have anything to say about it? Found these mugs. Alright, and then there's nothing else. Maybe talking to you will open up the doctor's thing. Are you Susie Cochran? How'd you know my last name? Saw the graves in the cemetery. Sorry for your loss. I saw it happen. Saw the whole dang thing and I couldn't do nothing about it. Bartender said it was cows. Cows, right. I don't know what those things are, but they ain't cows. Not anymore. It was a raid, see? Ma and Pa used to ranch cattle. Back before, well, before they came home. Pa didn't make it, but Ma and I managed to rebuild. We ranched pigs instead. She left me the place when she passed. Well, I guess a passing herd sniffed out that it used to be a cow ranch and they attacked. A couple days ago. Happened so fast, I didn't even have time to get my rifle out of the gun safe. Cows smashed in the front door and a fire started out back by the root cellar. House went up in blazes just like that. What'd you do? There wasn't anything I could do. Couldn't get upstairs to the kids because of the fire, and I saw Tim trampled right in front of me. I didn't want to talk about it anymore. Alright, sorry. What'll you do now? Head west, I suppose. Nothing keeping me here, and no desire to stay. I can't leave without my rifle, though. It was Ma's rifle. It's all I got left of anybody. Yeah, I get that. Left it at the ranch like a dang fool. Listen, Can I ask you a favor? I need someone to go get it for me. Yeah, I'll go get it. Alright, we can go to the range. I don't know how that'll help us. But maybe that's the answer. Cochrane Ranch, established 1891. Very nice. All the water in this trough is boiled away. That's a good sign. Alright then. This is the only thing still standing. Yeah, that door, I guess we have to go through it. Even though that sounds horrifying. Okay, we're not dead immediately. That's a plus. So I'm in the middle of fixing a knife. Yep, here's where we get the varmint skin knife. So if I had gone here first, then these spies were not safe. Then I probably would have been able to skin the snakes and get a bit of extra money and stuff through the whole situation, but I did not remember where that was, so... Can I just go around here? Nope. Thing looks angry. I'm not gonna be able to make it to that safe without dealing with it. Alright, can we level up first? We can. Let's see, Deadeye. Increases pistol attack damage by quite a bit. I think that'd be better than one Moxie. But I'll still do a Moxie. Simply because the Moxie not only increases our fighting skills, but a ton of other skills as well. And do we have anything else in here for... There's a skinning knife. It does less damage in melee, so we'll just stick with what we got. 5 damage to apply 1 poison. Can we poison this thing? 3 on fire. Oh, that's no good. Let's see. Okay, that was easier than I thought the demon cow would be a lot harder than that, but we're good. Feel that nasty cow skull floating in a cloud of flame. Hooray! There, I got Susie's rifle. That say anything on it? There it is. It's an old rifle, but has obviously been well cared for. There are 6 little notches carved into the stock. Alright then. I assume that's the number of kills or something? Most likely. Here's the rifle. Susie's eyes well up with tears as you hand her the rifle. She roughly scrubs her sleeve across her face before any of them spill over. Thanks, stranger. I didn't catch your name. I'm Archivist. Thanks, Archivist. Can't rightly say what this means to me. Looks at the rifle for a long moment, and then looks back up at you and sighs. Well, that's enough wallowing in misery. Time for me to hit the road. If you want me to tag along when you head west, just say the word. Alright, well that was good, but it did not help us open the door to the doctor's house. Get lost. I'd rather not. Ow. Hey, you. Hi, Braid. I'm back. I can trade the soap for a lock. Braid, though you really don't think it's that his name is actually Braid. Takes your soap and hands you a lock. Alright. Good. See you later. You can go give this to the sheriff. Got one right here. That'll do nicely. Just lock on the cell door and accidentally drops the key and it clatters into the cell. Don't suppose you know how to pick a lock, stranger. You got a needle handy? Deftly pick the lock. I'll unlock your cell for you. Sheriff walks into the cell and picks up the key. He looks around for a place to hide it and eventually sticks it under his hat. Thank you kindly, stranger. If Bourne Springs ever gets any more criminals, they'd better watch out. It's a good job you done. Don't mention it. Souvenir your time in Bourne Springs. Nice. Thanks, Sheriff. Inventory. Alright, so that goes there. Very nice. And it's just 1 armor, which I don't know how much damage reduction that actually is, but you need 3 dynamite. That is, yeah, for the thing in the cave, we do need 3 dynamite, which we might be able to get. Let's see. We only have 1 needle. I think it's a needle for a dynamite. Get lost. Can't go back that way. I think we have all the spots open now. Let's just double check everything that we have it all. Because we won't be able to get the 3rd dynamite because we opened the cell. And because we didn't do the snakes in the right order. We were supposed to get the knife before dealing with the snakes, evidently. But no. Yeah, and I don't think I think we were pretty thorough with most of this stuff. Alright, so we're probably mostly done here. But we need to figure out how to get into the doctor's house, which I'm not certain on that one. Alright, and you... Let's see. There was a shiny rock you got, stranger. I'll give you 7 meat for that rock. Sure. Thank you kindly. Nugget of silver you found earlier. I'll take that old silver nugget off your hands if you like. Give you 81 meat for it. Sure. Fine and dandy. And unrefined meat ore you're carrying? You ain't seem like someone that got much use for unrefined ore, stranger. But offering you for 73 meat. Sure. Pleasure doing business with you. As the gears in his head start to click, he fixes his gaze on you, and the tick in his eyelid seems to be more pronounced. Listen, kid. All this stuff what I've been buying from you, you've been spending time underground, ain't you? Well, you listen to old Pete's advice. You stay out of old ore hole mine if you know what's good for you. There's stuff down on the 40th level that ain't worth messing with for a fella that wants to keep his eyes, if you catch my meaning. Not sure I do, but thanks. Alright, that's what we needed to hear there. Door stable. There is stuff to do in here. I'm not sure if that's gonna unlock what we need. Don't know how you spotted her hiding in that mine, but thanks for sending my dark horse back. Looks like my pale horse made it back safe. Thanks for your help. Thanks for finding my crazy horse. He was eating loco weed again, wasn't he? Not that I noticed. That's all of them. Can't say thank you enough. Here's a little extra for you. Alright, injury. Yeah, busted my knee while mucking out the showroom. Don't ask how, it's embarrassing. I was gonna get Doc Alice to have a look at it, but she gave up doctoring. That's what we needed. Why'd she do that? Nobody knows. She just shut herself up in her office, said she wasn't gonna talk to anyone except Nurse Whiskey. Is that an actual nurse, or... Pretty sure she was being just sarcastic. I see. Alright then. Well, that's what we needed, I think. So that should unlock the nurse offer whiskey. Whiskey delivery for you, Doc. What brand? Nurse Whiskey. Your favorite, I'm led to believe. Didn't know she makes house calls. Alright, hold on. Alright, we're here. Delightful. Shouldn't this be further away from the fireplace? I would think so. Stove is spotless. Either she's really compulsive about cleaning or never cooks. Doc, can I look at your books? Now, you can be that whiskey you promised. Okay, I should probably do that. Doc Alice looks to be about in her 50s. Her hair is graying and her face is lined, but her eyes are still clear and sharp, if bloodshot. Whiskey, stat. Alright, here you go. Cracks open the whiskey and fills a small flask she takes out of her pocket. She puts the flask back in her pocket and starts chugging out of the bottle. Geez, Doc, that doesn't seem healthy. Who's the doctor here, me or you? Okay. Sure. XP, very nice. Can I look at your books? Sure, if you want to. None they're gonna do you much good in this doomed, forsaken... Yeah, you're right. You should try being less cheerful. You definitely should. Too cheerful. All medical textbooks except a few. Legend of Curly's Meat. Can I only get one of these? I think I could do all of them. Let's just start at the top. Tells the story of a legendary treasure. A massive chest full of premium meat. I assume it's just secreted. Secreted? Probably secreted. in the hidden sense, not the... Okay, I'm glad that it it literally, you know, clears that up in the next sentence, that I just didn't read it. In the western desert by the old cowhand named Curly Butterfield. Alright. This book purports to be a Civil War surgeon's autobiography, but flipping through it, you mostly just find a bunch of lists of reasons that drinking alcohol is bad, so actually a work of ludicrous speculative fiction. At least there are some useful appendices in the back, and some diagrams of appendices. Interesting. Let's do the goblin language, because it's probably more useful than not having it. Start flipping through the goblin language book. It's confusing at first, but you eventually get so engrossed that by the time you take a break from reading, several blurfs have passed. You already know that blurf is the goblin word for hour. You've learned to speak goblin, sort of. Alright. Can we talk to the nurse again? Is everything alright? It depends on how fast I can get this whiskey into my bloodstream compared to how fast my liver filters it out. And I can't talk and drink at the same time, so... What's up? I mean, what's the matter, Doc? What's the matter? Whole world's gone to hell in a horse cart. And you ask what's the matter? Bandits, cow demons, dead men walking. Why don't you go ahead and pick one and I'll drink to that. Dead men walking? You haven't I have seen it, actually. Corpses and skeletons staggering around like puppets with half their strings cut, looking to take a bite out of the living. Oh yeah, it was a skeleton in the cemetery. Nice to get some outside confirmation I'm not losing my dang mind. How's that even possible? It isn't possible. It goes against everything I know about medicine. Dead patients don't get back up. Yeah, patience is not a good thing. Every doctor loses one now and then. You never get used to it, but, well, it happens. But what doesn't happen is them coming back afterwards and looking for revenge. Must be pretty rough. Rough? Buddy, I don't think you comprehend the situation. It's not just patients. It's neighbors, friends, husbands. As in multiple? Indeed. Yeah, it's... Can I talk to you again? What now? What's the deal with all the TNT? It's so when I feel like I'm about to go, I can blow myself into bits so small there won't be anything left to come back. Seems drastic. No way am I taking the risk of becoming one of those things. Yeah, I mean, how did she even get her hands on that much TNT, though? You know what's causing the resurrections? Well, I heard a rumor. A rumor? What is it? It's when you get incomplete information from an unverified source. Anyway, what I heard is that there's a fella out west that's causing it. A necromancer, they call him. Supposedly, he's sending magic out into the world somehow. Magic like the bean slingers use. Never heard of any bean slinger raising the dead, have you? That'd be one heck of a can of beans. I agree. Talk to you again? About that necromancer. Assuming he exists, what about him? Well, maybe someone ought to try and stop him. You? Because I know you ain't talking about me. Why not you? A gray-haired old woman that knows as much about fighting as a squirrel knows surgery. Did you hit your head on a bar stool, kid? You ain't that old. And if I were gonna pick someone up, or to go up against a necromancer, it'd be someone who also knows about death but in a scientific way. A doctor, right? Stares at you hard and takes a swig from her bottle, saying nothing. It sounds to me like you've got plenty of motivation to get the job done, for your friends and everyone. See the gears turning in her head? Beats doing nothing, anyway. Beats locking yourself in a house full of TNT and drinking yourself to death. You aren't even doing any doctoring anymore. She shakes her head slowly. You seriously expect me to ride out west by myself chasing a rumor? Doesn't have to be by yourself. I'm heading west too. Tag along with me and maybe we can find the guy and put a stop to him. It's crazy. Impossible. Impossible like raising the dead is impossible? She crosses her arms and regards you thoughtfully. A spark slowly brightens in her eyes. Alright, kid, what the heck? I'll give it a shot. Cool. That's all I have to say about that, is just cool. Alright, so we got that figured out. That's good. I almost missed that. Even though she was the person that we were going to be, you know, trying to head out with. We have one last thing to do around here, which is the boss fight guy here. Not sure how well that's gonna go, but we're about as high level as we can get, so get our reinforcements here. Oof. With our snake's help, we can do anything. Yes. Old cavalry saber and a gold tooth. Put a stop to the to Captain Skeleton's unnatural animation. It's not the Captain Skeleton. It's just Captain Skeleton. Like that's his last name. I don't know. This was in the ground for a very long time, then in someone's mouth for a very short time, and now it's in your backpack. Do I want it to be? Old cavalry saber. Here comes the cavalry saber. That it is indeed that. Is that better? 5 to 6. 5 to 6. No, they're the same thing. Alright, back to Boren Springs. I don't know what I do with the gold tooth. Maybe I can sell it to the old dude. Nope. Unfortunate. We could try, now that we've leveled up our stuff, we can try playing the poker. Put 20 meat on the table and sit down before they can say no. One of them shuffles the cards sloppily and deals a new round. Get a pair of 10s plus a 2, a 3, and a king. I mean, a pair of 10s is honestly not bad. It's a pretty high pair. I guess we're gonna bet crazily. Eat this all in, suckers. Sweat gushes from their faces as they each read the how to play poker card again, but eventually they both add 20 meat to the pot. Show your pair of 10s along with 2, 3 king. The guy on the left has a full house. The guy on the right somehow has a straight flush. Wait. Wait, I could just say I win. Hornswoggle them. I do have hornswoggling. What could go wrong? You explain that jacks are worth 9 points each, giving the guy on the left a total of 21 points. To the gal on the right, it's 20. And you're 25 plus a king. The king represents, oh hey, look over there. They look, and when they look back, they don't notice the 10 meat missing from each of their piles. Collect your winnings and stand up. They thank you for helping learn the game. Well then, I'm glad that I invested so much into Moxie. Got us some good money. I mean meat. Meat money. So I think we're good. I think we've done everything we need, so we just need to buy a horse now. Can you sell me a horse? Sure thing. I should warn you though, horses get mighty attached to their riders. Once you bought one, you won't be able to change your mind later. Which one do we want? That's a very good question. I think they have slightly different effects throughout the game. I think last time I either took the crazy one or the pale one, so let's go with the dark one. She's a sneaky one. Sell her to you for 1,000 meat. When you say sneaky, what does that mean? Well, she's real quiet and likes dark places. Great. There's something about the mines. Right. I almost forgot, thank you. I thought that we were pretty much done. But no, we need to finish up the starting place by turning on hard difficulty for the game. Let's see, level 40. Because yeah, if I'd left here without turning on the hard mode, I would have had to restart. Which would be not good. Wave of nausea hits you as you slide the heavy lid off the chest. Inside there is a hat. It looks evil, and not in an abstract way. It has eyes. They look like the eyes of a murderer. And it has teeth, which look like the teeth of an animal who would be a murderer if animals understood the concept of murder. Put it on. If a sense of foreboding, something tells you this is a bad idea. It's me. I'm telling you this is a bad idea. You put the hat on, you won't ever be able to take it off, and things will be much harder for you. It'll be as though your life is a game, and that game's difficulty level is greatly increased, if you catch my meaning. Bring it on. Grab the terrible hat and put it on your head. Hear a sigh of pleasure coming from above your forehead as you feel the hat's teeth sink into your skull. This is gonna be great, a voice whispers. Alright. Well, that was actually the last thing we had to do. Now we can buy a horse. The shifty looking one. Oh, I don't think she'll let you ride her if you're wearing that hat. We use skittish for that. Sorry, you'll have to choose another horse. Unfortunate. I guess we'll go with the spooky pale one. I think the spooky one would like this hat. Alright. Yeah, let's go with that. The keys. Okay. I mean, it's a ghost horse, so, what's a good ghost name? I don't know. I don't have any ghost characters. That we don't have 2 needles. It is true. I don't think there's anything too important in the hole in the mines, if I remember correctly. Unless you're going for a specific achievement, which I did read there was something about that, but I don't think we're gonna be able to do that. But I guess let's just do Anne. I mean, Anne is usually a ghost name. Yes. Got a nice ring to it. Free with every horse purchase is a complimentary map. Southeast-west map. Nice. So, then do we just talk to a person and skedaddle? Alright. Maybe I need to use the horse to skedaddle. Or maybe we just go to the side of the place here. That would also make sense. Hey, dude. So, are you sure you're ready to leave? Yes. I'm pretty sure we've done everything we can here. Alrighty then, you're properly horsed and ready to start your new life in the West. All you need now is a partner. Somebody to share the trail with. Somebody you can rely on for emotional and combat support. Who will you take with you? We're gonna take... Oh, you can go it alone? The bar. Oh, there might... Did I get any mugs? I don't know. Did we get any mugs that we didn't end up giving? I don't quite remember. Let's do that. Also, we need to contemplate whether or not... Okay, yeah, we don't have any mugs. I'm trying to contemplate whether or not we want to go it alone, because there is an achievement to do the game with the nurse lady, or the doctor lady who likes the nurse whiskey. It always gets me confused, but yeah, we could. I mean, if we're going the hard route, but I think that would be too hard. I think that would just be kind of ludicrously hard, right? Because, I mean, but the hat smiles at the idea. Is there an achievement for that? Nah, we'll take the dock. I think it would be too hard to be doing hard mode and going it alone. But we're going for the hardest difficulty. Doing it in one day and doing it with the hard hat. And, I mean, realistically, the only difference this is going to make is that the combat efficiency and the special things that the doctor can do throughout the game won't be available. Which I guess is pretty significant, but... Well, I want the achievement. That's why we'd be going with a separate person anyway. So we'll take them with us. Because I already won the game with Susie Cochran, so we need to do it with each of the other partners. Consult the southeast-west map the hostler gave you. It only lists 2 things: this town of Dirtwater and the Manifest Destiny Railroad Company's westernmost camp. Alright, head for Dirtwater. Alright, and we're into the game. Day 1, the first day of the rest of your life. The only day of the rest of my life, if all goes well. Alright, my partner. Howdy, Doc. If we're gonna look into this necromancer business, I figure we ought to start with the local cemeteries. Makes sense. Do you know where they are? Yeah, I did some research into the cemeteries a while back. Territory cemeteries. To see if there's a pattern. You okay? Yeah, sorry. Anyway, there's one not too far from here. The Dave Yard. Am I forgetting about anything? You should see the bartender about renting that room in Dirtwater. It'd be nice to have a base of operations. Alright, thanks. Ah, a new town with plenty of other stuff to be doing. This is a lot bigger than the other place. The sign says seated bartender about darts. What are you guys doing? They're allowed to drink without hats on. I agree. I mean, I can't take the hat off, so... Slop 5 meat. I don't need no slop for right now. Piano player's not very good at his job. And stares off into the distance, listening to the piano. He doesn't react to me. Alright. Why is poker in quotes? Also spittoon. We're gonna get into that. There's sort of a brass bucket that people spit into instead of spitting on the floor, because not spitting at all is not an option in this society, I guess. I say this despite knowing that you're pretty intimately familiar with spittoons already, sicko. Inspect it. Look, the Jewel Saloon is pretty nice as saloons go. Actual glass in the windows, more than 2 kinds of drinks, a poker room instead of a cockfighting pit. But this spittoon is still a spittoon. The rancid tobacco spit inside it isn't fancy rancid tobacco spit. No, we're going. Here we go again. Alright, fine. You are now hunkered down next to a brass-filled filth bucket, which has probably never been cleaned or emptied because you're near the desert and the ambient humidity around here is pretty low enough that the spit evaporates nearly as quickly as it accumulates. That's good, right? No, that's bad, because it's only the water part of the spit that evaporates. This brass bucket is half full of the rest of the spit, the toxins and filth that don't evaporate, several years worth, distilled and concentrated until it's the consistency of molasses. People aren't allowed to flick cigarette butts into the spittoon anymore because they bounce out. Search it. But to put your hand to a bucket of something the color and viscosity of maple syrup, except instead of maple, it's flavored with the inside of mouths of people who chew cigars instead of smoking them and have never brushed their teeth. Yeah. Glorp. That's one word for it. Feels like putting your hand to a bucket of lukewarm tapioca pudding, except instead of tapioca, it's basically poison. It smells like someone ran over a skunk, waited a week, and then set it on fire. It feels like your hand is dissolving. Keep searching. You found something. You found a tacky, filth-colored porcelain cow figurine. A useless, disgusting thing that will make a great heirloom for your children, assuming you're still able to have any, and you hate them. You have to hold this little porcelain cow upside down because it's filled with tobacco spit, and you don't want to spill out of the little hole in the bottom of it. It goes in the offhand. Hooray! Alright, it's always an adventure with the spittoons. Engrossed in conversation, leave them be. Just to fall asleep during a brawl. That's normal. It's your partner. How'd you get inside? You're just outside. On the local watering hole? Yeah, it's decent. Let me know if you find a whiskeying hole, though. Heh. Alright. I guess we'll just get the room. Well, howdy there. Always nice to see a new face in town. Welcome to the Jewel Saloon. Hey, thanks. I'm Archivist. Glad to know you, Archivist. Folks around here just call me Lloyd. What can I do for you? Nice to meet you, Lloyd. Let's see. A lot of stuff. Advertising a room. That's right, finest room in the house, and plenty of room for your partner, too. You interested? How much does it cost? Well, that's where you're in luck. The previous tenant was a banker fella. He paid a month in advance right before getting himself killed by bandits. You seem like a decent sort, so the room's all yours if you want it. Alright, thank you. Let's talk to him about the piano dude. Well, that's old Ellsbury. Tragic fellow he is. He was a writer and a poet. Came out west to sell his stories, but nobody were buying. Too weird, his stories. Fantastical like. Too bad. Well, it doesn't matter much now, anyhow. He had to get normal work to make ends meet. Did passing well as a prospector until one day he lost his mind in a mind. He what now? You know what I mean. He saw something. Something that made him stop telling his weird tales. Made him stop talking near completely. Come to that. He just stands there by the piano nowadays. It seems to calm him down, and as long as he doesn't make any trouble, I don't mind him too much. Feel a little sorry for him, at least. Poor fella, for sure. Get some darts? Sign of the dartboard said to see you for darts. Oh, sorry, all the darts got broken months ago. That's very disappointing. Alright. Is there any work in town? Well, if you're handy with mechanical type stuff, something's gone wrong with our piano player. I thought the music sounded a little off. Yeah, it's not supposed to sound like that. Sure. I've poked around in them myself and I lost the key. Sure. Interesting. Oh, there's the guest room. I guess this is ours now. Oh no, I forgot that button was a thing. I thought that was going to be an XP thing. Though, it's not a bad thing. We shouldn't be losing to enemies anyways. If we are, we're taking things on way too early and we haven't farmed enough. Oh, let's go straight outside. I forgot that. And the angrier you get, luckily, it's not just reducing your health. Where's the... Is it just down here? Yeah. Yeah, the angrier you get, the stronger you are by far. So, generally by the end of the game, you want to be full angry anyway, but, you know. Let's see, we have a lot of melee and spell damage bonus, but not as much ranged. I guess we should get Deadeye for that extra damage bonus. Get some speed. Probably want speed. Just so the enemies don't go first. And then maybe upgrade the Snake Whip, because that's good. Poker room. Rules. Poster says, rules of quote-unquote poker, followed by hundreds of weird rules in tiny print. 2 queens rank higher than 3 eights, but are twice as valuable as a deuce of clubs. A flush beats a full house. Queens are wild, and eights of clubs are double wild. Homicide jacks are wild unless accompanied by 3 sixes of spades. Deuces are wild, and eights of clubs are double wild. What does double wild even mean? 4 fives are equivalent to 2 mustachioed kings of hearts, but rank higher than 3 deuces. 4 sevens are worth the same as an 8 of diamonds, but lose against 2 fours. Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to go room at this table. We'll probably play poker later when we have more moxie. Cause yeah. Hi. Who's washing dishes? What are you doing in here? Employees only, bud. Oh, sorry, I was just, you know, looking around. So you're the nosy type, eh? I prefer adventuresome. As it happens, there's something you can do for me. I'm out of saltpeter, and I need someone to go pick me up some more. Saltpeter? Isn't that used to make gunpowder? And other things. Look, who's the chef here? Me or you? Okay, where can I find it? Best bet's a military camp. Because it's used to make gunpowder? Shut up. The nearest one is Fort Cowardice. They keep it in little green jars. Why does he know that? Has he been stealing... Has he been just stealing the saltpeter from that place for a while now? Stage. I don't think I want to hit it. I don't know why I've... Alright, thank you. I feel like that's a bad idea. I mean, it's like, if it's a cowbell, we may need more cowbell, but not that much. We'll risk that later.
Bruh.
For a second, I thought that was actually in the game, that I walk into the store and the guy just bruh. We probably don't need... Well, we can indeed sell the venom and stuff. That's pretty nice. Though I don't know really if we want to sell most of this. Pretty much everything has some hidden use. So for now, I think I'm gonna sell the vial of venom just because I'm probably not gonna use it, and then he sells it for 90. What the heck? Modern snake oiler. Use a skill to learn a new snake oiling skill. We have enough for that, and those are pretty useful. Pretty much necessary, actually. Let's grab one of those. Gimme. Read it. There's an article entitled Debilitating Toxins. Where are they now? Gives bad medicine. A combat skill that will reduce the target's moxie. There's an article with a list of tips and tricks for moving really quickly. Click on the draw skill that increases your speed. There's a letter to the editor from a woman in Wyoming who has an amazing idea. What if you shot somebody 3 times instead of just once? Gives Fan Hammer, a combat skill that lets you quickly do 3 ranged attacks. I think Fan Hammer is probably most useful here. You unload round after round to a nearby cactus just to see how it feels. It feels pretty good. Unfortunately, a stray spark from one of your shots sets the magazine on fire and you're unable to prevent it from being destroyed. Well, ain't that just not good? Man. Big game. Big map. Alright. Post of... Oh, post office. I was like, post of ice. What does that mean? Hi. I'll take the flowers. This is a very nice post of ice. Any mail for me? Nope. Darn. I'd like to send a postcard. I'll wait on the postcard for a bit. I haven't done enough to send postcards yet. Right? Howdy, are you the sheriff around here? No, we don't actually have a sheriff. Offer to help? Need any help until you find a new sheriff? Sure, if you're any good with a gun. There's always somebody in need of some justice. Wanted posters in the back there. Cells are over yonder. Alright. What wanted posters we got? It's a wanted poster. No, wait, you misread it. It's a wasted poster? Close enough. Wasted stripy hat gang. For grand theft paint and tasteless hat vandalism. What? Last seen in the vicinity of Cavern Canyon. Dirty, rotten paint thieves and low-down, no-fashion sense hat vandals. Despicable. Want to go after them? Not just now. We got other stuff to do. The wanted poster, or wanted poster, if accuracy is important. It says wanted, house in the desert gang. For mortgage non-payment, squatting, and general public nuisance. Also for murdering 2 collection agents. Why is that last? Last seen at the house in the desert. Thank you. You wonder if the house is named after them or if they're named after the house. In any case, at least their location is unambiguous. Not right now. We'll figure that out. Probably. Alright then. Ghost cell, alright. I vaguely remember that. The vacant lot, oh yeah. All these vacant lots around here. Not a lot available past this point. Alright. Well, we gotta go and start exploring, and most importantly, start farming. Because there are several areas where... Oh, I'm back here. There's several areas where you can just kind of farm up enemies, and we'll probably need to do that. Alright, that's our horse. Let me through. Okay, thank you. So I guess we'll go to the Dave Yard. Because that's where she suggested we go. An erect bank stagecoach with a strongbox in the back. It's too heavy to carry, but too locked to open. I don't have lock picking. Even though I picked the lock on the door in the earlier place. Alright, our first real area. Now, we do have, you know, Angry. So we are pretty beefed up right now. And we now have the lady with us as well, which is some extra. Here lies Dave B. Died with his boots on, but not his pants. Alright. Yeah, we got his boots. Very nice. Okay, we're wearing those. We also have no pants, apparently. That is unfortunate that he did not have pants. Can I just walk past him? I can. Dave C. went down in a theater. We can... This tree has dozens of messages carved into the bark. Each reading Dave was here. Okay. Interesting. You think it's the same Dave? I feel like that's something that Dave would do. Now, let's deploy a snake for the next ally with... Oh no. Each opponent takes 3 damage. Alright. Oh. Skeleton of Dave is pretty Dave tough. I think he just 2-shot my snake. Or did he 1-shot the snake? This takes 3 AP, jeez. I think we need to deploy another snake to tank another hit. Giving up is the same as losing. Yeah, this is definitely... $15 damage. I mean, I should be able to tank 1 hit, but not much more than that. We need to do pretty much everything we can, I think. Okay. Keeps us alive another round. Alright, already tough fight. Already a tough one, but we've realized the Dave Yard is a little above our pay grade for now. We need to find a place a little bit easier for us. We got 10 XP from that, though. Nice. Good thing we had that dynamite, or we would not have walked away from that. I was a little overly scared, though, because he was one-shotting the snake, but I kind of forgot that the snake has really low stats, so getting one shot is pretty much par for the course for that thing. What does upgrading it do, though? Oh, it upgrades the snake. Here does just more of the same. Very good. Fan hammer. Can be good if we actually get more action points. I don't know how we get more of those. It's this. Alright. We just need more XP, which is where the farming comes in. But we're getting out of here because this place is obviously a little above our pay grade. Let's go back to Dirtwater. A cow, oh no. Swuggle its horns. Okay, I guess we can't not fight it. It's not that big, luckily. Let's whip it. Get some poison on that bad boy. Oh, ouch. Alright then. Let's throw a snake out for some extra stuff. You... I don't know if you'll survive another hit, but it depends on if it actually hits you. Yeah, I went for that. So is this just for free? I think this is for free. Let's heal yourself just so you'll survive another hit. Yeah. That's good. Shoot. And then you are actually going to heal us because it'll probably kill you. Yeah, no matter what. And it's just us versus Hell Cow. Good. The world is dangerous. We really need to find a place to farm some things easily. But we got extra thick leather. Nice. 36 meat, cow's blood. Blood from a demon cow. Pulses and scintillates and bubbles as if it's still alive. Although I guess the bubbling would be kind of a problem if it were alive. That's true. Increase a muscle by 11 and your max HP by 25 for the rest of the day, but you shouldn't drink it. Nice. Alright, yeah. We are a little scared right now. We're in a tough position because, I mean, we got a lot of XP from everything we killed, but stuff's just tough. Like, jeez. We could increase meat. We only have 24, so we can only get one of these, really. Maybe grit. Having more, Oh, pain tolerance. That's how angry we can get. Okay. We should upgrade that so we have an extra life. That's good, that's good. Now we have 45 HP, which will help a lot in these fights. But where I need to find is, I think wandering will help us do that. I know there is a place that gives you infinite snakes, and this is hopefully pretty early on, so I suppose meat vein. Mining equipment, you have no idea what any of it does. Yeah, ask Alice to explain it to us. You know if any of this stuff works? Nope. Well, okay then. No idea what any of it does. Explain it to me. Nope. Explain it to me. Nope. Well, none of that worked. So I'm pretty sure here... That's a bit worrying. 60 meat. Loose boards. Yeah, so I know we can punch it. I am scared to fight anything right now, though. I mean, we've made it so far, but... Oof. What do you reckon about this place? Stay out here, mind the horses. What, you don't want to explore a place called Snake Pit Mine? No. Well, gosh. I'll explain it. I just wanted to tell you about this mining stuff. So this first machine here, this is an automatic, gravel... I don't even know how to say this, so we're gonna say that. Stares at you blankly. Moves on to the next machine. Alright. Used to extract, ferrous gold, and then dissolve it. Keep going. Third machine, an asymmetric mud grinder, a columnar pyrite presser, or seismic slate liquefier. I like that one. It converts ash into loose slag. Mine splainer. Are you finished? Yes. What does that do? Can you please tell me? You're a real expert. You'll gain XP when you interact with mining stuff. Oh, really? Can I interact with this mining stuff? No, that's already all done. Okay. I did not know that could happen. Let's see here. We have leather. The cow's blood that we shouldn't drink just yet. I'm pretty sure we'll find better stuff later. And I think our weapon's still as good as anything else we have. So that's good. You know what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to Dirtwater. I'm gonna buy at least one dynamite. See a smoldering hole in the ground, recognized as the habitat of a southeast western coal snake. Keep to themselves mostly, known to enjoy a fight if one is thrust upon them. I seem to remember those things are tough. We're going to Dirtwater. Because I at least want one dynamite. Oh, and they're really cheap. Alright. You can actually get a couple of these. Because, yeah, we're going to get all of them. If we find a really tough fight, we're going to want that available. Alright, see you later. That's kind of a get out of trouble free card. Let's wander a bit. Stern's Ranch. Let's just keep to ourselves. Crate of supplies. Bound for a nearby army fort. Looks like it fell off the wagon, or the driver fell off the wagon and was too drunk to strap it down. In any case, it looks like it's knocked open by the fall. Fish through the grate and help yourself to its military contents. Not like any of those army cowards have any use for it. back east in their coward hidey holes. Alright then. Interesting. I think the smelling salts can be really good. Encounter overturned wagon surrounded by ruined books and broken pairs of spectacles. Looks like a family of especially literate homesteaders met an untimely end here. Tragic. Ooh! Exactly one book that is both undestroyed and remotely interesting to you. Let's read that then. Perfect. Shooting Annie. Yeah, that one's good. I know that one. Essay extolling the virtues of shooting wildly without looking where you're aiming. Strong medicine. Temporarily increase your muscle, mysticality, and moxie. Maybe we'll get strong medicine so we can memorize the formula. Afterwards, you accidentally drop the magazine in a puddle, ruining it. Well, that's a thing. What do you have to say? There's an old mission not far from here. They might let you check out their catacombs if you ask nice. It sounds awesome, I suppose. Alright, am I forgetting about anything? Try to fix a broken piano player. Yeah, I'll do that later. I'll do that when I have more skills. But I remember a specific place that I used to farm at the start of this game, back when I did last time. I'm trying to find it. To one side of the trail, you see a covered wagon and a small family of settlers who look upset. You folks okay? We're on our way to Dirtwater, but our wagon went and broke down on us. That's rough. You're liable to get attacked by bandits out here, or snakes, or coyotes, or ghosts, or other things that basically live exclusively on stranded travelers. Is there something you can do to help us? Give them a ride to Dirtwater, I guess. Wait a minute. You got 2 horses hitched to the wagon. Why don't you just ride the horses? What? You know how to ride a horse, don't you? Just ride it to Dirtwater. But these are cart horses. Help them? You help the confused settlers figure out how to sit on the back of a cart horse and lead them back to Dirtwater on a rope. Well then. Well, we got XP. Can we get any more stuff here? Nothing too important. Maybe Deadeye would be good. Or Hornswoggling, so we can swoggle the horns off of cows we meet. It's hard to say. Although maybe we should save up and increase this. Because this is a bonus damage to animals. Which means that if we can find the place I'm looking for that has infinite snakes, we could then, you know, kill a bunch of the animals and get a bunch of XP. Let's see. See a streak of fire blast across the sky and land just over the horizon. You ride to the side of the impact to find a meteor. 666 meat. Nice? Is that nice? I don't think that's nice. Shaggy Dog Cave. Keen eyes detect a secluded cave in the near distance. What does that even mean? Exploring it would definitely be a good use of your time. We'll keep it in mind. Yeah, I don't remember. Oh, spot a store on the horizon. Perhaps you could exchange meat for goods and services there. You discover a new map location, Button Willow McKittrick's store. Because I'm pretty sure it's like Snake Falls or something that we're looking for. Small cottage on the horizon looks like a work table in front of it. I remember the silversmith's house. That place is pretty important. You find yourself completely surrounded by old dead trees. Where are you? Gray mist closes in on you as Anne marches confidently forward through the gnarled and ancient forest. You shudder. Anne stops. Through the fog ahead of you, you see a shape. You dismount to investigate, and it reveals itself to be a shape of a pedestal topped with the shape of a book. Take the book. Introductory Nex-Mex. Alright then. I don't think I ever figured out what those do. Off to the side of the trail, you notice one of those weird cacti shaped like coffee cups. We don't have foraging. Howdy there, I'm Wandering Sally. Howdy, Sally, I'm Archivist. What's your line? Trading? I wander all around these lands just like it says on the label, and I buy a little here and sell a little there to make my way. Care to see the wares? Sure. Wandering Sally. Well, what do they got? Work boots? Maximum AP could be good. Armor. Not that expensive. And needles. We're definitely buying the needles. We always need needles. Pickaxe can be very good. I think this pays for itself after not too long. But you might be able to get one somewhere. You can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you shouldn't use this to do either of those things. That's a good point. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can get a pickaxe anywhere else, but we'll just hold off for now. Right now we have brown boots. We can get one armor from the work boots, but I don't know how much that'll help. Let's just find a place where we can farm in peace for a while. Hear a rustling sound and trace it to a small gulch nearby. Peeking over the edge, you see a goblin rustling around in the brush. Presumably it's a gulch goblin rustler. Always kind of assumed that referred to a different sort of rustling, though. It looks up at you and makes some angry sounding goblin noises. Alright, I guess we're fighting a goblin now. We have some dynamite. Ow. This will not end my turn. Alright. Plus to all stats. Oh, you are a tough cinnamon biscuit for sure. And she's dead immediately. Alright. This is why we have these. I think we can beat it. How much health do we have? It's hard to tell. Okay, but it's still gonna be 2. Yeah, no, we need to use a dynamite again. Because we can't risk dying anymore. But these random events are tougher than most of the stuff we're probably supposed to be finding. Find some goodies in the shrubbery. He was rustling. Goblin sandwich. Goblin pistol. That might actually be... That could be good. that could be really good, but also could be really bad. I guess it's better than 4 to 5, right? I mean, you could do 1/4 the minimum damage, but you could also do 3 times the maximum damage. And that just seems worth it to me. At least right now, until we find a better gun somewhere. Because, yeah, that's, we'll need that. But we gotta find a place that we're gonna be able to farm up a bit. Turn a corner and come face to face with 3 bandits pushing a large barrel marked TNT down the trail. The 4 of you stare at each other for a moment, unsure of how to deal with this potentially violent happenstance. Well, surrender doesn't say the same thing as it normally does. I don't know what that would do. But I don't think we can fight 3 bandits. What does that mean? Oh, okay, that's just... And horrifies you awake by whispering terrible secrets to you. Alright, well, we're a bit stronger now. It didn't have the thing on it that said that was the same as losing, but... Yeah, this is the same as earlier. We got more stuff. I wonder if it's a way to reduce your angry. Because we are kind of not doing too well here in this here thing. I mean, we could just keep wandering until we find the snake waterfall place, but I don't even know if that's gonna be very safe for us. I guess let's go to Snake Pit Mine. It's the only place that has enemies that we know we can maybe possibly take. We do have more dynamite, so worst case scenario, we'll just dynamite them. And we have 2 angry, which means that we're, you know, higher than 2, you'll pass out from rage. So we can't lose any fights, or else the run's pretty much over. That's... We're not doing too great. If I hadn't accidentally clicked on the mirror without remembering what it did, we might be in a better position, but... Let's try some snakes. Okay, you're not tough. Yet. 3 to 17 damage. It's almost as good as a dynamite if we, you know, get a good lucky hit. And these things don't do much damage. 16 damage. Whew. Snake venom bladder. Alright. And then the coal snake skin. I don't know if we can actually add skin to our hat. But we got XP. How much XP we got? 34. We need more grit to be able to... Oh no, we don't get more pain tolerance from that. Not yet, at least. Strong medicine. We can increase that. Or increase our pistol damage, which would be pretty nice. Maybe more Hornswoggling? There's been a lot of situations that require 2 Hornswoggling. Let's say Snake Whip. Because that would do 20 damage to animals and poison them. So I think with that, we might be able to beat the secondary snake. Ow. Alright, let's try our snake whipping. Yeah, it doesn't do too much damage, luckily. There we go. Snakes are not that bad when you are a snake oiler. Got some snake livers. Restore 15 HP. That could be good. 1 medicine from the thing. We get coal snake skin. And full snake eggs. I don't know if we can beat that, but what's our pick here? Hey, see, I knew we could get a pickaxe from somewhere. Mind-splaining bonus. Ooh, nice. Good thing we got that, because that'll be a good source of XP going forward. Let's go and find the other meat vein. I think there was one out here. Nice. We have 29 XP to spend. We can get more meat from things. Item finding bonus could be nice. Maybe just Moxie. It's just all around important. There we go. Now, will we be able to beat the snake eggs? Because if we can, we'll be in a good position. Especially because Alice has the AoE attack, so maybe this will be easy. Maybe it won't. 1 health each. Let's throw out a briefcase snake. One-shot them all, and we got a bunch of everything. Is this how we're gonna make our money? Is this infinite? No, it's not. It was just the one-time thing. Sad. Sometimes when it's one of these things that's like, oh, there's a bunch of something inside, pull some out. Sometimes those are infinite. But luckily it was an easy fight, because I think if any of those had hatched, we would have been in a tough situation, but her AoE ability made life a lot easier. So I'm happy about that. Sulfur match. I've got a match. Your face in the face of somebody who owns at least 1 matchstick. Alright then. Thermos of spiked coffee. You can drink it. The bladder. Interesting. This, oof. I don't think these are worth it. I might need to look into that, but I think those are dangerous to have. Well, we cleared this place, the first place we actually managed to deal with. Let's go to the Shaggy Dog Cave. I don't remember what was here. They say you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but when you see someone wearing dark cultist robes, it seems like a pretty safe bet that there's some sort of cultist. Another clue is the fact that he or she is trying to teach a skeleton how to tap dance. At least that's what it looks like from here. Maybe we shouldn't. Cultists sound like they're pretty tough. Alright. We want to be careful, at least for the first while. Once we can farm a place, we'll be golden. There's a plaque bolted to the cave wall here. Read it. Record of the events of the expedition to and into Shaggy Dog Cave, November 1887. Recorded by Mr. Plackwright. Very good. Now I remember this place. I remember it well. Having acquired through various and sundry means a story which is interesting in its own right, but better saved for another time, a map purporting to lead to a large cache of jewels and ingots of precious metals hidden by the infamous highwayman and train robber Black Cole Jr. in the years before the cows came home, I, Jim Plackwright, along with 3 compatriots, though these being Nathaniel Wyman, Cyrus Howard, and Douglas Watts, set out to find Shaggy Dog Cave and the aforementioned treasure. Our equipment and provisions consisted of 1 cart and a horse to pull it, 4 additional horses to be ridden, 2 shovels, a spade, and a mining pick, a large coil of rope, 1 large basket of eggs, as well as an assortment of other trail provisions and cookware, my own collection of blank plaques and engraving tools, 1 large and shaggy dog, and a butt-for. Alright, very important materials to have. After traveling for 2.5 days to the south and east, we arrived at a small town named Dirtwater, the largest settlement in the vicinity of Shaggy Dog Cave. Leaving the dog to watch the horses, the 4 of us entered the local saloon, and each ordered a beer, except Cy, who was satisfied with water. Moving on, I guess. The supply gold, well, yeah, of course. The barman provided our drinks as requested, and then withdrew a small box from underneath, or a small wooden box from underneath the bar, asking if we'd care to witness something real interesting. Considering that we still had quite a few hours left to travel, we politely declined, and asked him if he knew his way to Shaggy Dog Cave. He replied that he had never been there personally, but gave us rough directions, which correlated nicely with the notes on our map. Moving on. Next one. Upon leaving the saloon, we discovered to our dismay that some unknown villain had tampered with our wagon. Fortunately, the only supplies missing were the butt-for and the entire basket of eggs, apart from one that Doug had concealed within his pocket for safekeeping. We also discovered that our dog had absconded with one of the horses, forcing Nate and Cy, after a drawing of lots, to share. After acquiring a barrel of fresh water for the trip, as well as a replacement butt-for, we headed out into the open desert. The sun shone down mercilessly upon us, though we took small solace in the fact that it would have been far more intolerable had we made this expedition during the summer months, rather than November. In order to pass the time on the trip and resist becoming dazed from the heat and susceptible to desert mirages, we exchanged stories of our youth, which I will not be retelling here for reasons of length. Oh really? Now you're worried about the length of the story. However, I will relate to you 3 odd occurrences which happened to us during our trek through the desert. The first was 2 or 3 hours out of Dirtwater when Nate noticed a glint of sunlight upon a metallic object partially buried in the sand. This was revealed to be a brass oil lamp of foreign design and manufacture, which fortuitously still contained a quantity of oil. Deciding this might come in handy, we stashed it in the wagon with our other tools. Our next encounter was with a nomadic goblin tribesman who we discovered spoke excellent English. Inquired as to our destination, we replied that we were looking for Shaggy Dog Cave. Though we did not disclose the reason for our journey, the goblin confirmed that we were heading on the correct course and mentioned that he had only a short time earlier witnessed a large and shaggy dog riding a horse in the same direction. We all agreed that this was an unusual sight indeed and continued on our way. Sometime later, we encountered a large adobe hut. I think that's adobe, right? Yeah, probably. Occupied by 2 identical seeming old men with wild hair and long white beards. They invited us to take shelter from the heat, which we gratefully accepted, and introduced themselves as hermits. This struck me as peculiar given that there were 2 of them, but I felt it would be rude to question them at that point. That's fair. I mean, you can be hermits together with someone. One of the hermits confirmed that we were near Shaggy Dog Cave, and the other hermit confirmed that what his brother said was true. They also commented that they had seen a large and shaggy dog riding a horse in that direction. We all agreed this was an unusual sight indeed. The hermits refreshed our water supply in exchange for our but-for, and we continued on our way, excited to finally be nearing our goal. After 2 more hours, we finally arrived at Shaggy Dog Cave, carefully keeping our excitement in check lest we become incautious. We unloaded our equipment and supplies from the wagon and took a brief respite in the cool shade of the cave entrance. To celebrate our arrival, Doug unpocketed and shared the egg he had saved from our basket that had been stolen Dirtwater. Once we were rested, we decided the time had come to explore the cave. You know, you'd think it'd be easier to take shelter inside the cave, at least even just inside the cave entrance, because they're, you know, caves are naturally a much lower temperature than outside. Discovering that we had neglected to pack torches, lanterns, or any other light source with which to illuminate the cave, we declared that it was indeed fortuitous that Nate had discovered that antique oil lamp during our travels. He gave the brass a quick shine and then lit the wick, and we were relieved to discover that it lit easily and provided a very adequate amount of light. Alright. As we headed into the cave, we were further encouraged by the fact that the floor was quite even and easy to traverse, and there was no side passages which might cause us to become lost. Despite this, I resolved to hang a number of plaques to mark our progress through the cave and engrave them with the tale of our journey, such that others who discover the cave after us might be entertained and edified by our story. Soon we came to the end of the tunnel. While Nate, Cy, and Doug took turns with the excavation, I completed the last of the aforementioned plaques. It was a matter of perhaps an hour before Cy's shovel struck a wooden surface with a hollow noise, and we hauled a traditionally styled treasure chest out of a hole with great excitement. This is a lot to read. I think we're close to the end, though. The chest was locked with an ancient and rusting iron padlock, which broke easily from a single swing of our pickaxe. We opened the lid slowly, and the flickering light of the antique oil lamp shone brilliantly upon jewels of every color and shining ingots of precious metals, just as promised by the legend of Black Coal Jr. Joyous. Okay, Junior with the period isn't the end of Junior, that's also the end of the sentence. So Joyous is not a part of his name. That is good to know. That's just very confusing, because usually you do Junior and then a dot to show that that's like abbreviated. Anyways, joyous at our triumph, we loaded the chest into our wagon and began the journey home. Thank you for reading, and may your own endeavors be equally successful. Alright, thank you. A whole, completely empty one. Alright, that was great. Glad that we did that. My voice hurts significantly more now. But worth it. Man, we went a long ways. I like the shadows, though. Like, it's such a simplistically, styled game, but the shadows are actually really intricately done. Alright, let's get out of here. Not sure what this really does for us, except, you know, there's forage in here, which we can't do. Let's wander a bit, I guess. Covered wagon, settlers. Is this the same one? On our way to Dirtwater? Yeah. Give them a ride, help them ride, 10 XP. Again, that takes us to Dirtwater. Okay. Let's see here. We have 54 XP, that's a lot. We could... There's multiple things we could do. We could get more grit for more XP or more HP. And closer to another pain tolerance, which would give us another life. We could get Deadeye, which would increase our pistol damage by a significant amount. We could get Hornswogglin for the situations where Hornswogglin is a necessary thing. Or we could increase our Moxie, which is good, usually. But I think maybe just more grit. Yeah, so next time we upgrade it, it'll give us pain tolerance. Again. Spell, it reduces the damage we take from spells and elemental attacks. And this, yeah, reduces the amount of damage we take when getting hit. So it might be worth it to up muscle or mysticality every so often, just to increase our damage resistance. Alright, not sure what else we can do here. Let's head to the silversmith's house, I guess. Saddlebags slung over a tree branch. Let's see, stenciled letters on the side say property of Fort All Dead Library. Peek through the bags. Hey, another snake oil thing. Very nice. Let's read that as well. We've been getting a lot of these. There's a fold-out chart listing all the hottest new poisons. Gives expert poisoner a passive skill that multiplies the amount of poison you apply to enemies when you poison them. Alright. Add medicine. Or increasing our speed. But we'd have to use the skill mid-combat. So let's do expert poisoner. Because our snake whip we already upgraded. And if we could double that poison amount, that would be really nice. 3 times as much. Hot dog. Alright. Let's see, you memorize the chart of poisons. Fascinating stuff. Unfortunately, you get so distracted thinking about new kinds of poison that you misplace the magazine. Rats. Alright. Silver bullet making apparatus, help yourself. Ouch. Anything to do here? Needle. I mean, guess I might as well. Oh, you're just our person. I was like, oh, sorry for breaking into your house. Let's see, bookshelf contains like 90 copies of Johnny Tremaine. There's something weird about it though. It's too neatly organized, like maybe the guy was hiding something. Search for secrets. Oh, it actually worked. Tucked behind one of the books, you find a small envelope filled with receipts. About half of them are from a shop called the Silver Platter. Or Plater. He was crooked. The silversmith was selling cheap fakes. Oh well, he's gone now, and so are most of his customers. No sense in stirring up trouble at this point. You write down the location of the shop. Might come in handy. Alright then. Anything else new? Got a couple things that still look edible. Nice. Not probably going to use either of those, but... Safe Kraken 3. Forgot the darned combination to this confounded thing. If you can open it, you're welcome to what's in it. A spittoon. At least, it looks like a spittoon, but it's next to the bed. It might actually be a bedpan. Wait, really? I mean, if it's just a spittoon, that's bad enough, but it might be a bedpan. That would be way worse. Investigate it. I feel like maybe you aren't getting what I'm saying. We're talking about an object that someone probably uses when they wake up in the middle of the night and can't be bothered to walk to the outhouse. And the best you can hope for is that maybe they only use it to spit nighttime tobacco juice into, in which case it's only full of rancid, congealing tobacco spit. I'm investigating it. Are you even listening to me? Or are you just sort of skimming past the text? Bedpan. I'm pretty sure there's treasure in there and you aren't stopping me. Bedpan. Shut up, I'm investigating. Okay, fine. Have it your way. Your own filthy, disgusting way. It turns out to probably not be a bedpan, but is definitely a spittoon. It's definitely filled with rotting brown spit. Fish around in it. What is wrong with you? Many things bite me. Okay, you plunge your hand in up to the wrist. It makes a gloop noise and breaks the thin skin of congealing toxins that were previously keeping the dire smell in relative check. Now you are choking in a miasma of oily, bitter chaw stink. You know that feeling you get when you're about to puke? How you get that taste way back in the rear corners of your mouth? The metallic tang by the root of your tongue, like you're sucking on a corroded old penny? Just tell me what I found already. You found a filthy slime-covered old brooch. Are you happy? I bet you're gonna put it on without even washing it first. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Let's see, what does this do? 2 to everything? Much better than 1 armor. Give me that. Who needs to wash it? I don't. Do we have anything else that's better? Not that I can really see. We need more stuff. Also, can I apply anything to my hat, I wonder? It looks like I can, but I think we can get better stuff later, so we'll not. Let's see. Can't say hold with breaking in and looting a fella's place. Nah, look at all the dust all over everything. This guy checked out ages ago. Well, if you say so. I do. I do say so. Alright, well I guess we're gonna be heading out again. Also, can we save? Is there save and load, or is there just... No, it just auto saves. Okay. Well, that is gonna be unfortunate if we can't find a good place to start farming. But we are getting stronger as it goes. Let's see, corpse of a cowboy. How do you know it's the corpse of a cowboy? Well, you see by his outfit that he's a cowboy, and you see by his lack of flesh that he is a corpse. A cowboy might have a good gun. I mean, the goblin gun is pretty good for right now, because, you know, it's all luck-based. I don't know, maybe he'll attack me if I try to take his gear. But I could have really good stuff. Let's check it. We got pants. Only one armor. But we don't have pants yet. Let's make sure that put them on. Yes. So a free armor. I'm happy about that. Man, it actually gives detailed descriptions here. Muscle determines how much damage your melee attacks do and how much damage you take when you get hit by melee attacks. For example, if an attack against a bandit would normally do 3 damage, but your muscle is 1 lower than the bandit's, then the attack will do 2 damage instead. Huh. Interesting? Mysticality determines how much damage your magical attacks do and how much damage you take when enemies use magical attacks against you. For example, if a spell you're casting against a skeleton will normally do 3 damage, but your mysticality is too higher than the skeleton's, the spell will do 5 damage instead. Mox determines how much damage your pistol attacks do and how much damage you take when you get shot by enemies. For example, if a ranged attack against a goblin would normally do 3 damage, but your moxie is 1 higher than goblins, then the attack will do 4 damage instead. Okay. Yeah, so all of these are basically saying that if you have higher or lower skill than the enemy's skill in the corresponding, you know, attack type, you will be doing that much more or less damage depending on your skills. So that's pretty nice. It's good to know. There's a smoldering hole in the ground. Western coal snake. Now we are good against snakes. And we did fight a coal snake earlier. Let's see if this is... No, yeah, it does almost nothing. Very nice. Let's snake whip this bad boy. You can just shoot. You don't really do a whole lot yet, but you'll get there. Very nice. I could also get money. What do I use money for? Probably all sorts of things. Because I could be taking the venom out of the briefcase and then selling it for like 10 meat each. Running along, you see some braided fuses sticking out of a nearby rock. Investigating it more closely, you see that somebody drilled a hole in the rock and inserted a bunch of dynamite, but apparently lost interest and wandered away without setting it off. Take the dynamite? I'll take some free dynamite. That'll help us in any sticky situations we get ourselves into. The supply crate again. Ooh, chemical bullet. Interesting. Increased armor. Still gonna be holding off on eating stuff. Your booze sense alerts you to the presence of a rock. Confused, you move the rock, and sure enough, there's a bottle of booze behind it. You were afraid for a second your booze sense had been replaced with some sort of rock sense. Well, either way, it's a pretty weird sense. Let's see, a floating cow skull middle distance. It doesn't seem to have noticed you yet. Honestly, earlier we didn't have any issue beating the other cow thing. Though I don't think they count as animals. Because they're, you know, demons. So, that won't really help us very much. You think we could beat it? I think we could probably... I'm trying to play it safe. Because we can't lose again. We have dynamite, a lot of dynamite. We need to stay alive long enough to use the dynamite. So let's play it safe. We're gonna be safe. I just want to find a place that has infinite enemies. An abandoned crate which fell off a wagon. or something since the lid had been knocked loose. You know what that means. Fish through the crate and help yourself to the contents, which appear to be mining gear. So you're even more right than you knew. Dynamite, kerosene, weakens foes and make them flammable. Increases speed. Sweet. Old mission is up north. And it could be that the place that I'm thinking of is further north, and searching around down here will never let us find it. I'm not sure. But for the time being, it's been 2.5 hours. And more importantly, this game involves a lot of talking and my voice hurts. So we are probably going to get back to this another time. And yeah, it's a decent start so far, aside from us being very angry, which is, you know, both good and bad, because, you know, it gives us 6 of each skill, which is absolutely insane. But aside from that, things are going pretty swimmingly. We just need to find that one place that I was thinking of that we might be able to get access to infinite enemy fights. And then I don't think those enemy fights get harder after a certain point. So if we can consistently, you know, beat those up and just get XP from them, then I could get a bunch of levels, and then I could be able to, you know, actually be on par with the enemies we're fighting. So that is what we're gonna do, but next time. So thanks for coming to the stream, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.